It's Wednesday, the 16th of October. Let's get on quickly with the opening bell. Just give you a rundown of Tuesday's markets. Nigerian stock market better by 33 basis points. The newly listed Aradel oil and gas integrated company made a big jump yesterday, accounting for more than about 20.7 billion naira of the total transactions for the day. The stock also went up on the market. Owando shares also climbed yesterday as well. The banking sector weren't so strong in their performance, but the market moved up by that margin, holding the 98,000 level very tentatively. The BRVM was down by 0.33% on the back of profit booking, and we've got Egyptian market up by 1.03% as we saw the Saudi Crown Prince bin Salman stepping into Cairo for a meeting with President Al-Sisi for further diplomatic and investment discussions there in North Africa's biggest economy. The market look at this as a positive sign of things for Egypt. The Nairobi stock market was down 0.75%. The GSE, however, fell 0.52%, as well as the market in Zimbabwe. This is just some rundown of the markets as it were. Let's move on to see what's making the big headlines in the East African corridor, with Starlink getting more share of the internet market in East Africa's biggest economy, which, of course, that is Kenya. In the meantime, the World Bank has called sub-Saharan Africa's 2024 growth forecast because of the problem in Sudan. The World Bank also released a new report yesterday on the state of the global poverty, saying it may take more than 100 years to clear half of the world living on less than $6.58 per day. And the Ethiopian Securities Exchange yesterday provided further details to the market there in the country as to the planned initial public offering of Ethio Tel, which is expected to be on the new ESX anytime soon. Kenya is looking to track cryptocurrency trades in real time with a new tax system, which will ensure that appropriate taxes are paid on crypto transactions in the country. Ketraco, that's Kenya's transmission company, says it's going to disclose all the details of their direct tariffs in the 95 billion shillings deal for power sector in Kenya, while Uganda government has released about 54 trillion shillings for development expenditure in its budget for 2015. That's just been unveiled. You can read more on that details. Let's move on to West Africa. Nigeria's GDP and Nigeria's CPI, called the Consumer Price Index, or inflation, turned back into negative 32.70% in September, but core index was down 0.17% on a month-on-month basis. Nigeria's inflation went down July and August, but the central bank decided not to raise interest rate, actually tightened further, including the CRR at the September MPC meeting. What else did the central bank know that the rest of economists did not know with that surprising rate hike, showing inflation is very sticky to the upside? Again, food inflation, as well as energy prices jumped in the month under a review. And 6 offshore licenses were so far developed over the last 30 years, according to Nigeria's Petroleum Regulatory Commission. Ghana's economy, according to the World Bank, is projected to expand 4.8% this year, even as Ghanaians go to the polls in December to choose a new president with the expiration of the 2-term tenure of President Nana Akufo-Addo. And the Africa Finance Corporation is holding that investment roadshow today to support the Arise Integrated Industrial Platform, which is a brainchild fully supported by the Afrexim Bank and, of course, by the EFC, to get entrepreneurs to listen to business leaders and others what is involved and why special economic zones are important for industrialization across Africa, Nigeria being a major economy on the continent. And global poverty, and as I mentioned earlier, could take more than 100 years, the next 100 years or more, to clear up. That's what the very thought-provoking and humbling reports released yesterday by the World Bank. That's, of course, they also have a number of reports from the IMF, all this in the run-up to the World Bank IMF next meeting, which is taking place in about a week from now in Washington, D.C. The IEA, the International Energy Agency, is to release its World Energy Outlook report later today. Keep that in mind, in focus as well. Let's go to Southern Africa. Of course, we've got The South Africans battling infrastructure issues, and water is one of them now across the municipalities. The taps are drying up. There's not been enough investment in infrastructure over several decades. So that's a big problem there in South Africa. In the meantime, the central bank yesterday released its monetary policy outlook report for the year. You can see that up online as well. In Zimbabwe, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has reassigned Foreign Minister Mawira to the Foreign Ministry and add international trade to his portfolio. It's a bit of a rejig of the cabinet there by the president. Mauritius, on the island of the Indian Ocean, is looking at billions of rupees in payments from the United Kingdom after British authorities ceded the Chagos territory to Mauritius. So let's get some money coming through there to Mauritius. And Angola is looking to aid low-income families in the oil-rich country with $400 million is looking to get from the World Bank. Nigeria got a similar funding from the World Bank in terms of a cash in the envelope for vulnerable Nigerians. But of course, how that went in Nigeria's case is still subject of a debate, as it were. But let's move on to North Africa. And of course, the biggest news was the boot on the ground by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, with His Excellency Ben Salman meeting with President Al-Sisi to further diplomatic, security cooperation, investment and trade between the two countries. Egypt, however, is hosting the 12th edition of the World Urban Forum. That will be later, first week in November, just about 3 weeks from now. And the central bank in Egypt has told banks to open financial inclusion accounts to onboard more Egyptians into the financial services sector. And finally, in the North African market, Air Arabia has launched a new Morocco-Milan route that's taking you from Morocco to Italy across the Mediterranean. Congratulations, folks. And that's about it for today on Your Frontier Opening Bell. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.